Hello and welcome to the Pink Couch Collection. My name is Tracy, and today I'm going to talk about my experience at the Barbie Dream Fest. So I'm going to try to be in chronological order of when things take place, including the lead up to the event, day one, day two, and day three. Because I was there for the entire time in terms of being there for the 3 days for the event. So I first found out about this event because there was a post in the Cloud 59 forum by Mattel telling us that there was this Barbie Dream Fest and we would get a 15% discount if we bought tickets to this event. So they were hyping it up. So if Mattel is trying to distance themselves from this event at this point in time, they can't. They are totally involved. Not only did they promote it in Sub 59, but they also sent follow-up emails promoting it using their Mattel Creations email handle to send those emails out. So may have a picture of it popping up somewhere where I see the email that was sent in around December, once again promoting this event. So Mattel was very much involved, at least with the planning of this event. So I bought tickets for me and my daughter. We bought the pink pass. And also booked a hotel room using the room block. So we stayed at the Renaissance Marina Hotel. I believe it was Marina Hotel, which is part of the Marriott group. And we booked tickets. The airline tickets were pretty expensive. So in total, I spent around $2,000 just on the airline and the room. Yes, that was a lot of money for this event. So, our flight, everything was uneventful. The hotel itself, I'm not going to talk about the hotel in this video, but there were some issues with that hotel as well, in terms of not a lot of food options. They had one restaurant inside the hotel. There was no information about the Barbie Dream Fest in the hotel. A lot of times when there are room blocks for conventions, there would be some information at the front desk about that particular event happening and like information on what to do, where things are. There was nothing. There was nothing like that. There was only one decent restaurant in that whole area, which was the Boatyard, which is a really fancy restaurant with seafood and steaks, and it was by the water, so it was very, very nice. And we ate there the first night. It was really good. It was really delicious, but it was really expensive. So that wasn't the thing that we would be doing every day. So we were still super, super excited because the whole time we've been hyping ourselves up about this event, how fantastic it's going to be. Until lasted this event to all the Club 59 members. People were excited. I was excited. My daughter was excited. And so on that Friday, we got up. We didn't get up and out as early as we wanted to. But we did finally get out. So we were like, oh my God, we missed Angel Reese. We missed part of the programming. So when I went outside the hotel to try to find this place, I noticed across the street where the Omni Hotel is, which I believe the Broward County Convention Center is connected to the Omni Hotel. I'm not completely sure because I didn't stay at the Omni. Somebody in the comment section can let me know if they stayed at the Omni, what the situation was. But the whole front of the Omni, well, not the whole front, but a lot of it was just blocked off with constructions, things going on, scaffolding and other things, just blocking it off. So there was no way to enter from the front, and there was no instructions from the people who ran the event on what to do and how to get there if you stayed at the Renaissance. And so me and this other mother who was there with her daughter, we were like standing at the crosswalk. This was a really long street to cross. It's like a highway, very busy. Not a highway, but it was very busy. Lots of cars going back and forth. So we're like, okay, how do we get over there, and how do we get into the Broward County Convention Center? There's no signage about Barbie Dream Fest, and so it was nerve-wracking to say the least. The four of us crossed the street, this long street. We got the right of way, press that button to cross it. And we're like, okay, now where do we go? There was a bike path that was a really tiny slither of a bike path that was there to get around the construction. And that's where we walked with our children. So that was like insane because the whole time their cars whizzing by us, and I'm like thinking to myself, oh my God, let me hold on to my child and not let anything, weird happen, where a car might swerve or something and hit us. So it was like, it was very stressful until we got around that and we were able to get onto the sidewalk. And we got to a section, the Google Maps was saying to go around, but, that didn't seem to make sense. And so we saw some other folks who were leaving. That should be up close. We saw some other folks who were leaving and asked them, hey, how do we get into the event? And they're like, yeah, you walk up this, it was basically like this walkway after you pass all the where the cars, all the vehicles. I'm sure I'm not explaining that all correctly, but you walk along. There was a path, a sidewalk that you can walk up, and then you finally get to one of the entrances for the Broward County Convention Center. No sign that I saw outside of there about Barbie Dream Fest. Went inside, and then you started to see the pink. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, now I'm in the right place. It wasn't clear like where the registration was, because there was an escalator. We thought it was going up. We thought it was upstairs, but it turned out to be downstairs. So anyway, that was a whole thing. They didn't have anyone at the front directing anyone to where the registration was. That was interesting. And then when she finally got there and got her passes, we're super, super excited still because you have like this really big pink entrance. It looked really nice. The entrance looked really nice, and so it was promising. So we're all still pretty excited. Like, yeah, kind of excited to see all the Barbie stuff. Our big dream house is going to be amazing. It's going to be an interactive experience. That would be so great. So, first clue, things were, well, is it the first clue? No, there were many red flags. This was just another one of those red flags. Instead of the swag bag we all got this thing here. This is what we got. Hand sanitizer. I'm like, okay, that's cute. And I gotta be honest, at the time, I wasn't thinking swag bag. I was just so happy to be there. I did take a pause when they gave me this, and I'm like, oh, okay. Thought it would be more, but I guess it isn't. But I was still pretty hyped, and so I'm like, okay, all right. Still go inside. And then once we got inside, it was like, hmm, hmm, what's going on here? There's a lot of empty space, not a lot of people. Mind you, we got there late. So we are like, all right, it's already in full swing. There's probably a lot of people there. But there wasn't. Not a lot of people doing Barbie things, probably because they got there and left early. Like we see a few people doing. And not a lot of vendors. There was the roller ring. That's where everything looked like if you rented out a hall for like a little kid's birthday party. That's what it looked like. With the area for the roller rink, there was another area for bikes. It was clear that it was for the bikes were for little kids, so we didn't even bother with that because my daughter is older and taller than the kids I saw riding on those bicycles. And the roller ring, I mean, it wasn't what was advertised, but people were still going in. People seemed to still have fun rolling around in the roller ring, which wasn't the size. Could have been because there was enough space, empty space. It wasn't the size you would expect of a roller ring. It was smaller than that. And the Barbie dream house. There was a camper van in front of it, a pink camper van. It was cute. Took some pictures of that. And I don't think it really registered in my head when I saw it that the cutout, the pink house cutout, and the green is rug or whatever it was, that was the interactive Barbie dream house. It didn't register. It didn't register in my mind. I was still trying to be super positive about this whole thing. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. The main stage area, which was, it was interesting because it was also all open. Everything was open and there was a lot of space everywhere. There wasn't a lot of people in the main stage area. There was one of the speakers, I can't remember her name right now, but she was talking about her life as a astronaut. So yeah, she was one of the 2 astronauts that were there that week. So yeah, so we sat and we listened to her for a little bit. That was somewhat interesting. Very surface level interview, which is fine, I guess. We then left that and went upstairs. They had some conference rooms upstairs. In one of those rooms, they were showing at least one of those rooms. And now I'm looking back, it seemed like it made up in more than one of those rooms that they were showing the Barbie movies, and like not the main Barbie movie, like Barbie the movie, not that, but the cartoon Barbie movies were were shown in some of those in those theaters, and like just about there was nobody in there. Even though we sat there, we watched for a little bit, and she's like, "All right, let's go," and then happened to walk into another room, and the Mattel designers were there. Yes, so yeah, another clue that Mattel was involved, not just in the advertising, but they sent out designers because there were different panels. It wasn't just the one panel with the designers. There was more than once. I think there might have been one every day that the designers had to be a part of a panel, and they would talk about their experience as a designer and things like that. So that was pretty interesting, and what their inspiration was when they come up with the design for different dolls. So that was actually pretty interesting, and I enjoyed that one. So see, Carla was there, Linda, Javi, a couple others. Notably absent was Robert Bess and Angel Cat. So they weren't there. But the other designers, oh well, what is her name? The one who designed the 14-inch doll. She wasn't there either. I didn't see her there. So interesting. So most of their designers were there. So that was day one. Let me see what else happened on that day. Um, yeah, the food. This whole place was a food desert. Desert. And funny enough, they only had somewhat decent dessert type options for the most part. So there was one vendor selling donuts, it looked like artisan donuts. They also had some weird um combo of eggs and some other things in a I don't even know what it was, so I'm not even gonna try to describe it, but we didn't get that because it seemed weird. Um they tried the donuts. The donuts were okay. There was one other vendor there selling lemonade. All of this was overpriced, by the way. I can't even remember. Was it $7? Like a little cup of lemonade? I can't remember. Right outside, there was one vendor. I think they were selling like more breakfasty type croissants or was it muffins or something like that. And right across from them was another vendor selling hot dogs, very salty pretzels, and chicken. I want to say it's chicken strips, something like that. So we had hot dogs and pretzels. So that's why I know that the pretzels were pretty insane. There were like, a lot of salt on them and huge, not very good. That was it for the food options within the Broward County Convention Center, which I found odd that you have an event where you expected hundreds of people to show up, and you essentially only have four vendors selling food and not a lot of options for folks. So if you wanted to eat something decent, you had to leave the facility, and pretty sure if you left the facility, you wasn't coming back. He was not coming back that day. He was like, I'm over it. I'm going somewhere else to eat. So that was day one. We, what time did we leave? I can't remember what time we left. Probably around 4 something, I think. And we went back to the hotel. My daughter was tired. I was tired. And we ate at the restaurant in the hotel, which was a disaster as well. Anyway, I'm not even going to go into the hotel because I'm going to focus right now on the event. So day two, we also didn't get there early because why would we? After day one, um, even though I kind of wanted to do the yoga thing, but couldn't bring myself to make special effort to get there earlier. Plus, we gotta eat something before we get over there because ain't nothing over there to eat, really. So we got out and we saw some other Barbie people, and they're like, "Hey, we know this other way to get into the convention center. You don't have to risk your life crossing that street anymore. No, you can just go down this um, parallel street that parallel to that long high long street that had a lot of traffic, and then you cross underneath the underpass to get over into the convention center. So okay, all right, let's follow them, and we have a new and safer path out to the convention center. So we followed them. It was safer. There was a lot less traffic, a lot less people on the street over there. And so we got to the underpass. The underpass, there were homeless people sleeping under the underpass. Now, I gotta say, the homeless people were chill. They weren't bothering anybody. They were just there sleeping, trying to live their life. And so I'm like, okay, cool. This is what's going on in this area. Okay. And then we crossed over, and then we were in the same like driveway for the Broward County Convention Center. So we got back to the main entrance and got back in. So for day two, what did we do? We're like, okay, let's see kind of merch they're selling. Because I'm like, all right, I don't really see the merch. I didn't really check out the stalls because they're kind of like not a lot. And there were 2 vendors selling primarily vintage Barbies for expensive prices, and they're vintage. So a lot of them weren't in the best quality in my mind to be spending those kind of prices, thousands of dollars in some cases. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pass on all of that. I didn't actually look at any of the fashions, but they did have some vintage fashions because I didn't really look because I figured they're not gonna fit my dolls anyway. The bodies are different now. And so there was a booth that they were selling t-shirts and sweatshirts. They were selling a bag, a big white bag. A lot of people bought that bag. I didn't buy it. So we bought the gray t-shirt that says Barbie at the front and had some information about Barbie Dream House on the back. That was $40 each. And the lady selling it to me had the nerves to say to me, I'm like, $40. I'm like, each? She's like, yeah, convention prices. We calling this a convention now, are we? Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I'm a sucker. So I still bought the shirts. Bought one for me, bought one for my daughter. So I'm like, okay, get a t-shirt. Why not? Didn't buy anything else. They were selling some dolls, some of the, I say Barbie Deluxe. They had the basketball made to move Barbie I saw. There was one other Barbie, but these were mostly like playline Barbies that I saw. No collector dolls at all. And I wasn't interested in buying any of them, and I didn't buy any dolls for my daughter. And she was pretty upset about that. She was like, no dolls? Like no dolls. We end up going to a session on Chef Becky Brown, who is the same person who created the menu for the Barbie Cafe. So we watched the session that she was being interviewed by someone. And like with most things, there wasn't a lot of people in there. And so we're like one of the few people there. And learned a little bit more about that, about the Barbie Cafe. Interesting note on the Barbie Cafe, if they had done some of the design things that were done in the Barbie Cafe, where they had all these different areas that were set up for pictures, a lot more than were available at the Dreamfest event, it would make it better. It would have made it better. Wouldn't have redeemed it, but it would be better than it was. Of course, none of those things happened. So we also attended a what was it? Trivia. Barbie trivia. So that was interesting and fun. So we did that, and what else did we do that day? The fencer. I think that was the day that she did her talk in the morning, and in the evening it was Serena. So when Serena was there, because that was the Saturday, there were a lot more people there than were there before. So a lot of people turned out for Serena, and I gotta say that when they gave her the Icon Award, and this is another thing that Mattel cannot walk away from. This wasn't mischief management giving Serena the Icon Award. This was Mattel giving Serena the Icon Award. So they were all over this event. I didn't really notice them giving her this award. Maybe it was just me. I was there the entire time, waiting before it started. It started a little late. It was pretty quick and not a lot of fanfare about it. And so it was like done in like 5 minutes, 5 seconds. I don't know. I didn't really see it. Maybe someone else saw it and had better information on it, but it didn't seem like they really made a big deal out of it the way they could have. Maybe it's just me. So there was a woman interviewing Serena and asking her surface level questions. Nothing really deep. So that's what it was. Um, so yeah, and so when that was over, we left. I forgot to mention what day was the fashion show. Was it that day? I think it was that day. It was before the Serena event. And so I don't even know how they got people. Maybe they walked around and asked people, hey, do you want to be in this fashion show? Because that's what it seemed like happened. None of the outfits seemed to really reference back to Barbie. They were just outfits that were cool that people like. I wouldn't say, you know what, that's not true. It's not none. There were some. There were some outfits that reference back to Barbie or Ken or some kind of Barbie lore, but most of them did not. And most of them were kids, so it was fine. It's fine. But mostly not about Barbie. Oh boy. So yeah, that was day two. Day two. So on the final day, we went to the convention center. Also, like none of these days we got there before 11, because why? And went the safer route to get into it, past the homeless folks and all of that. And a lot less people that day. Happened to see Carlisle just randomly. Took a couple pictures with him. So he confirmed that he will be at the Barbie Con in Austin, Texas. So looking forward to seeing him there. We took a few pictures. And what else happened? Yes. And so it was on this last day that I'm like, let me take a step back. On this on day two, I actually did go to them and ask about the swag bags. And I was told that it would come in the next day, which would be Sunday. So on Sunday, I went over to the folks at the front desk and say, hey, when are the swag bags here yet? What's going on with that? And the guy was like, we're taking down people's addresses, and we're gonna send them the bags. Like, what? What? What did y'all? First of all, y'all didn't tell us that this wasn't all there was, or that this would be all there was. I mean, like, what is this? And so nothing about, oh, yeah, you know what? The swag bags are delayed. They're coming. Nothing. Or the swag bags are not going to be here at the event, but we'll mail them to you. There was no email about the swag bags whatsoever. There was just these people at the conventions like, hey, I'll take down your address. Saying, like, okay. So he took down my address and he said, we'll send us two. In light of recent events, I'm going to guess that that's not going to happen. And did we actually go see anything? No, not really. My daughter went on, she got on the roller skates and she did that. We took some pictures in front of that Barbie dream house. And we did walk around a bit. There was the windows. It was like a lot of the vendors that were there, like Michael's and Dillard's and the Windows Place. They had Windows Place had a mascot called Shelly. That was someone dressed up as a turtle, and kids were taking pictures with the turtle. And my daughter wanted to take a picture with the turtle, so took a picture with the turtle. And the sales lady was trying to sell us some of the windows. It's like, hey, where are you guys from? It's like, are you guys in Florida? I'm like, no, we came from the New York area. And she's like, you came here for this? Oh my God. I couldn't even be mad at her for saying that because she was right. Like, why did I do it? Why? If I knew that this would have been what he was, no way. No way. I don't even go to stuff like that. That's close by. Like, y'all came up for this? How can we guess? I got gypped. So, on our way out, the one woman commented on our Barbie um, merch that we were wearing. So, we both had on Barbie t-shirts. My daughter was wearing the Penny Up hoodie. It was cold on the inside. And she's like, hey, I love your merch. And she's like, hey, you guys can have this doll and this sweatshirt. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. And so she gives my daughter this doll. Of course, it was in its packaging. So this is the Barbie Deluxe. Or is it Style Deluxe doll? I'm like, is it like a year ago now? Yeah, I think it's like a year ago. She's gorgeous. She's very pretty with the pink hair, and she has the plus size body and the boots. Yeah, yeah. So she's great. She's great. I didn't actually get this one before, so good addition, I guess. But this, my daughter claimed her immediately, so I'm just showing her now just so you could see what we got for free, which is this curly hair. Got her. You got her for free. So, yes. And we got this sweatshirt. Yeah. 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 I can't get the entire thing. We'll see. Yes. Barbie Dream Fest. Yay. Sunshine State of Mind. Fantastic. Fantastic. So yeah, at least we got some free merchandise out of it. And I think we did get some because we were wearing the pink passes and they already knew people were upset. I didn't actually know about all that was going on in social media just yet because I don't really get on a lot of social media. And that night, they sent the email about 2/3 of the 3-day pass would be refunded. And then yesterday, I believe it was on Monday, they sent the email that you get in a full refund. Was it the Monday or the night? I can't remember. If it was the Sunday night or the Monday, I can't remember. But either way, they will be refunding the 3-day pass. Of course, I'm still out my plane tickets and hotel stay. But, there's that. So, anyhow, that was my Barbie dream Fest experience. Let me know in the comment sections if you went to that event. What was your experience like? Um, I am 1,000% sure that I will never be attending the Barbie Dream Fest 2027, and I doubt if they will actually have one because this was just a total disaster. So yeah, there's that. Let me know in the comment section what you say. Um, did you go? Did you suffer with me, or were you just laughing at us from the sidelines, like, ha ha? I know it was dumb. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section on what you think. And I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.